Welcome back to the Keeping It Real with KC podcast. I, of course, am your host, KC Phoenix, and I am doing a collective tarot reading. It is not for a specific sign. All right? Before I go any further, KIRWKC.com, main podcasting platform. This podcast is carried on Apple, Spotify, Google, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Overcast, Bullhorn, Amazon Music, Audible, and several other podcasting platforms. Please feel free to listen to this podcast on whatever platform is most convenient for you. KIRWKC on all the social media platforms. Okay, hold on. Oh my goodness, my nose is itching. I had to do that whole spiel and my nose was itching the entire time. And I'm like, okay, I gotta get through this. Oh, have you heard that song? It's by, I think it's Daniel Bedingfield or something like that. I gotta get through this. If you ever get a chance, listen to that song. It's a cute song. So, yeah. Speaking of tarot readings, I did a reading yesterday for the collective. So that was a good one. It was the money reading, economy reading. So it's like something in regards to money for the collective. Also, all of the readings for September are already up. The general readings, the love readings, and the money readings are up for every single sign. The new moon in Virgo reading is up. The full moon in Pisces reading is up. The Mercury retrograde reading is up as well. And then also I did a love reading for the collective too. It was very specific. So you can look at the title and you can see if that resonates with you or not. Speaking of resonating, whatever reading I do for the collective, for a sign, or what have you, whatever you watch or listen to, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it's not your story, don't try to make it fit. I'm just a person sitting here reading the energy and tarot cards. You know your story better than I ever could. Also, I did an upload yesterday about your story versus the message. You might want to check that out too. All right, let's get into the pre-shuffle energy. So, there's a lot of fire energy here. Lots of fire energy. In my custom deck, I have the zodiac signs on the tarot cards along with a whole bunch of other stuff. And I kid you not, after I shuffled, Sagittarius was at the bottom, and then I did the shuffle again, and then Aries was at the bottom. For some of you, you may have Sagittarius and Aries in your chart, or you could be dealing with a Sagittarius or an Aries. One of the things that I picked up was that for some of you, I feel like your parents are both fire signs, like an Aries and a Sagittarius. Or you and your siblings are fire signs, where you might be a Sagittarius and your sibling might be an Aries or vice versa. Again, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. One of the other cards that came out from my Goddesses and Sirens deck is self-trust. So it's about learning how to trust yourself. Also, expansiveness came out too from that deck. I really feel there's a lot of Jupiter energy going on, especially because Jupiter is related to Sagittarius. Also, Jupiter is related to the Wheel of Fortune. For some of you, I feel like something may be happening too fast. It's like a lot too fast for some of you. Because especially with that self-trust card, the Strength card, which is Leo energy, again, lots of fire energy. All of these are fire signs. Lots of fire energy. But the Strength card came out in the reverse. And I feel for some of you, you may not trust yourself with all of this that is being given to you. I feel, what's that song? It's like a gospel song or a song they sing in church. It's like a blessing or whatever. It's trust God, try God, and see if He will not pour out on thee a blessing that you shall not have room to receive, or something of those lines. Basically saying that when God blesses you, it's so much that you can feel overwhelmed at times, because you may have been hoping for, and I'm just going to use a random thing. You may be hoping that your light bill gets paid. You know, your light bill's $100. But then all of a sudden something comes out of the blue, and then you find out that you get $500 from whatever. And it's like, wow, I was just hoping for the $100, but I got $500. or whatever. I feel for some of you, you are getting more than what you were expecting and more than what you asked for. And now that more has come in, your mind is taking your mind a minute to catch up and figure out, okay, how am I going to process all of this that I'm receiving? And it doesn't necessarily have to be about finances or anything like that. It's just as in this 3D world and the things that you need to function in the 3D world, there may be something that comes in. A job could be an example. You may have been looking for a job that pays this amount of money, but somebody sees your resume because you may have your resume up on the resume sites, and then somebody where you were looking for $50,000 a year, someone may want to pay you $75,000 a year. Now, that $75,000 a year job will more than likely require more stuff, where the job you were looking for, your scope of support, wasn't to do this, and that. It's just more of basic things. But this $75,000 job that someone is looking to hire you for or is interested in you based off of your resume, it's a lot of responsibility. And you may feel that you're not ready for that. However, they feel you're ready for it because they looked at your resume. They may have even interviewed you. And it's like, yeah, we want to give him or her the job is what we want to do. So now you're processing, okay, how am I going to take on all this responsibility? I didn't expect to get the call back this quickly. And I don't know why. For somebody, I feel like somebody did an interview, but they didn't think they were going to get the job, but they just did the interview anyway. And then they got the call, or either you'll be getting the call that you got the job. I just heard that. So whatever. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. So that is the pre-shuffle energy. I have no idea what's going to come out in the main energy, but that's the pre-shuffle energy. I really feel for some of you, it's just a lot of good things happening, but your mind just can't process it because you didn't allocate the bandwidth to deal with the extra stuff. You only allocated the bandwidth to deal with what you were asking for or what you were expecting. And because you don't have that extra bandwidth, it's creating a little bit, like I'm getting 7 of Cups energy. It's creating a little bit of confusion because it's like, okay, this is a lot. It is what it is. So yeah, that's kind of the energy I picked up in the pre-shuffle. Let's get into the main reading. May I have the energy for the collective? May I have the energy for the collective? May I have the energy for the collective? What is it that the collective needs to hear? What is it that the collective needs to hear? Something's telling me to take this card. I don't know what it is. I'm going to set it down. What is it that the collective needs to hear? May I have some cards, please? Thank you. At the heart of the matter. Okay. May I have another card, please? Somebody's car alarm is going off. Okay, 2 cards came out. I'm going to put these 2 together and count them as 1. What's at the bottom of the deck? That's interesting. Hold on, if I can get my deck. Apology. Somebody might be apologizing to you for something. Again, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Someone may owe you an apology, even though I'm not big on apologies. Because, like the saying goes, if apologies fixed everything, we wouldn't need laws or policemen. So, just saying. But whatever. Apology is at the bottom of the deck. So, there may be an apology coming to you, or you may be apologizing to someone. Again, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. And, Aries again. Maybe an Aries is apologizing to somebody, or you're apologizing to an Aries. That could be going on too. Now, at the heart of the matter, name starts with an R. Name starts with an R. So there may be someone where their first name or their last name starts with an R. Again, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Now, these 2 I'm counting together. Name starts with a Y. Name starts with a Y, as in Yvonne, even though it sounds like an E, but Y. And then attached to that is control issues. Control issues. So someone may have control issues. That might be why there's an apology coming. Because someone may have tried to control a situation and was overdoing it. And then it created friction. And that might be why things broke apart, because one person was trying to control another person. And now that it's broken apart, and don't forget we're in Mercury retrograde, so it's not too much of a stretch where if the relationship broke apart because of control issues, then they may be coming back, seeing the error of their ways and saying, oh, you know what, I apologize. Or vice versa, you may be going to them saying, you know what, I was a little extra, I apologize. Again, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. All right, let's see what's going on with the timelines here. May I have the energy for the collective? May I have the energy for the collective? May I have the energy for the collective? What is it that the collective needs to hear? Oh yeah, I forgot to mention Ace of Pentacles too. So yeah, Ace of Pentacles was another card that came out in the pre-shuffle, which was another indicator of what I was talking about with the pre-shuffle energy, that a lot was happening, that something is being given. Ace of Pentacles is, aces are new, and this is something, a gift from the universe is what aces are. And Ace of Pentacles is about stability, it's about the 3D, it's about health, it's about money, it's about jobs, it's about family. So again, I feel like in that pre-shuffle energy, somebody is having a lot of expansion in their life, but it's happening faster than they could have imagined. And now they have to process all of that. All right. Now, what is it that the collective needs to hear? What is it that the collective needs to hear? May I have some cards, please? Okay, now this is turned upside, the wrong, is it? Oh no, that's not. First I thought it was. Because I was like, wait a second. May I have some cards, please? What is it that the collective needs to hear? Thank you. You gave me 2 cards. You know what? She keeps on coming out. That is crazy. Queen of Cups again. Now this is the 3rd deck the Queen of Cups has come out in over the past few days. This is Cancer energy, is what this is. It can be other water signs, Scorpio and Pisces, but Queen of Cups is technically Cancer energy. Some of you could be listening to your intuition. Some of you could be feeling more maternal. And then also some of you could be having more dreams and stuff. And I just heard deja vu as well. So some of you could be having deja vu. At the heart of the matter is the Queen of Swords. So we have 2 queens here. And this is air energy, specifically Libra energy. Queen of Swords is very direct. I don't know why for somebody, there may be a personality conflict between 2 queens. The Queen of Cups and the Queen of Swords. Could be a Cancer and a Libra. Again, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. But the Queen of Swords is at the heart of the matter. May I have the card, please? Woo! That just jumped out. What is that? 10 of Wands. 10 of Wands jumped out. That's more fire energy. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. There's something with this where there may be a burden here. Somebody may be creating the burden. It could be the Queen of Cups or the Queen of Swords. Or it could be the Aries. Queen of Swords can come across as controlling. Because Queen of Swords leads with her mind and not with her heart. And yeah, she can be controlling, where she has to know everything. For some of you, there could have been control issues with a Queen of Swords energy. Doesn't matter if they're male or female. And again, we have name starts with an R at the heart of the matter, but on control issues, we have name starts with the Y. Now, there could have been something here where someone was trying to control this Queen of Swords. Could have been an Aries. And I can tell you right now, controlling a Queen of Swords, that's not going to fly. I can tell you that up front. Now, in some of these situations, I feel like there could have been a Queen of Cups or someone in Queen of Cups energy that has been, if there wasn't a conflict, there was emotional support. Where the Queen of Cups is offering emotional support to this Queen of Swords. Is what I'm getting. At the bottom of the deck, King of Cups. This is a third party situation for some of you. Because we have the King of Cups at the bottom of the deck and the Queen of Cups, which they're a pair. At the heart of the matter is the Queen of Swords. So for some of you, there could be a third party situation. And it also could involve an Aries too. Is what it could be. And you have the divine pair with the King of Cups and the Queen of Swords, which is Cancer energy and Scorpio energy. Doesn't have to be, but this is the pair. Is what this is. And at the heart of the matter is the Queen of Swords. So there may be some type of burden that is happening because of this situation, which is Ten of Wands. That is really interesting. Let's pull some oracle cards right quick. I want to see what I get. May I have the energy for the collective? May I have the energy for the collective? May I have the energy for the collective? What is it that the collective needs to hear? What is it that the collective needs to hear? What is it that the collective needs to hear? Thank you. Yeah, something's coming out. Illumination. Something's coming out. Mercury retrograde. How you doing? That's what's going on. Illumination. May I have a... Thank you. Release. Release came out. Yep. Somebody's going to be releasing something. This is going to be the opportunity to close this on out. Whatever this third party situation is. So yeah, this seems like two timelines. Now, something I just heard is that if this could be the same timeline for some of you. And the reason is, if you release this situation, it opens up opportunities for more things to come in. And I believe that you may not be ready for everything that's coming in, which will create some confusion because you don't have the bandwidth to process it. It's sort of like you were focused on handling this third party situation and wrapping it up, Mercury retrograde. And then after you finally do, after you release it, then your new life begins. But there's so much stuff. It's almost like you've been held prisoner for a while. And then finally you're free. You know how like people go to jail for a long time? For like 10 years or something like that. And they kind of keep up with what's going on in the outside world, but they don't really know until they're back in the outside world. And then when they're back in the outside world, it's like, wow, everything has changed. It's not what it was. It's almost like if you've seen that movie, American Gangster, with Denzel Washington, when he went to jail and then finally he got out and he was looking around and he was noticing how everything was different. So I feel for some of you, that's where there could be a connection between the pre-shuffle energy and the main energy. where you were pretty much a prisoner. Now you are being set free and releasing the situation. And now that that's been done, it's like, wow, this is a whole new world. How am I going to process all this? Again, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. For others of you, these are just two different timelines, is what they are. The pre-shuffle energy and the main energy are separate. If you find something to connect in that where you can find the message, good for you. May I have 2 more cards, please? May I have 2 more cards? Woo! Oh, okay. Wow. That's a lot. I'm going to take that one on the top, though, and that's it. Come on now. Fall out, fall out, fall out. Get. Thank you. All right. Let's see what these are. Wow. Strength came out again in the Oracle deck. So it came out in the pre-shuffle. It was reversed in the pre-shuffle. Where some of you may feel like you don't have the strength to deal with all of this. But you have to be strong. Whether it is the expansion situation in the pre-shuffle energy or whether it is this third party situation in the main energy. You have to be strong and show strength. All right. And then the 4th card, hope. Hope came out. So hope. You have to hold on to hope. You have to keep the faith that everything will work out as it should. And again, now with this third party situation, that probably explains the apology as well for some of you. Now, again, we could go back to control issues. And someone could be apologizing for that. It could be a third party situation. It could be control issues. Or possibly someone's just offering an apology for whatever. Don't you hate when people come with an apology out the blue? And you're like, wait a minute, why are we discussing this? Where you didn't even care about the situation, but then they're like, oh, I need to apologize. Is it really that deep? So, yeah. Okay, well, if you need to apologize, go ahead and get it off your chest. Get it off your chest. Bottom of the deck, contentment. Contentment. Okay. What's going on under that King of Cups? Because it's to the side. Let me see what we got. 7 of Swords. Huh. Yeah, and then the Hierophant is under the 7 of Swords. There was something going on. Someone was deceptive involving a commitment. I feel like it might have been this King of Cups. That the Scorpio may have messed around with the Libra. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. So yeah. Or it could be a number of other things, but I'm not about to cover all those timelines. We don't have that type of time today. So, yeah, that is what I have. I think I know what I want to title this because I want to let people know I covered pretty much 2 timelines, and in rare occasions it's the same timeline, but I pretty much covered 2 timelines with the pre-shuffle and the main energy. I'll do my best to title this to let people know, hey, it's 2 different stories here. All right? So that is it. KIRWKC.com, main podcasting platform. This podcast is carried on Apple, Spotify, Google, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Overcast, Bullhorn, Amazon Music, Audible, and several other podcasting platforms. Please feel free to listen to this podcast on whatever platform is most convenient for you. KIRWKC on all the social media platforms. Till next time, be blessed.